Hey everyone, good afternoon. I'm Maddie. Welcome to my station. If you are new, welcome. If you're also new, please subscribe. Please follow me on Instagram, Pinterest. I love social media and follow me. So, my previous video, I did a video about the Pathway program and then BYU Idaho. So, what did I do after BYU Idaho? Well, this is where I'm currently at now, and I absolutely love this school. And when it came for me to come to the school, I searched around the website and on Pinterest, but there wasn't really any student's point of view on this. And so I kind of came into the school not knowing nothing. And so this is why I'm doing this for current or new Ensign college students that need help and are confused on what they're doing or where to live, transportation, everything. I'm gonna go over all of it. And honestly, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments. I will answer them the best I can. For me personally, because there was nothing on YouTube, Instagram, nothing, I honestly went on Instagram and I found random students and I just messaged them. Same with Facebook. I just found random students who went there and just messaged them and was like, what do I do about this? That, everything. So this is why I'm doing this. So you're not, because if you're like me, I have anxiety asking people questions or just personally DMing people I don't know. So anyways, let's get started. So first off, where to live. So since Ensign is a college, they don't have student housing. So what did I do for housing? So there's a few options. Inside there is something called Seasons, which is right across the street from the school. It's not student housing, but it is owned by the church. It is owned by the school educational system. So you can be a BYU student or BYU student. If you're BYU, you can live there. It is really expensive, which is why I don't live there. But there is that option if you want to live right across from the school. What I did, I went on Facebook to LDS Housing. And I found an apartment. It's just down the street from Ensign, and I paid only $300 a month for this apartment. But I shared with 5 girls, but it is cheap and it is affordable, and that's where I live. So some of my recommendations: there is an Ensign Facebook page for housing. Follow that. If you are willing to pay a lot of money and you're making a lot of money, you could try Seasons, and there's a lot of good students and a lot of good people I know that live there. I have looked into it a few times actually, but it's just not my fit. It's not my fit for me. Or you can go on LDS Housing to find a place to live. People are always posting for roommates. So that is my recommendation for housing. Next, jobs. So there is on-campus jobs. They are a little hard to get. They try to give them to international students because international students cannot work outside the school system. But they do have some jobs for students, and you can look at the student website for those, or join a thing called Handshake. And I'll talk a little bit about my Handshake later because that's how I got my internship. But Handshake, it always has jobs in Salt Lake City. Other jobs, if you want to work in Salt Lake City, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints headquarters is down the street from Ensign, and they're always hiring people for the call center. If you speak another language, they really want you. Or they're always in custodians, church security. Also, there's City Creek Mall, there's Gateway Mall nearby, so there's tons of jobs in Salt Lake City. So if you're looking for a job, these are places to go. I worked for a nannying company, which is not in Salt Lake City, but there is a lot of places hiring and places that pay pretty well for college students. So those are the job options if you are inside. Next, I'm going to talk about transportation. So, sorry, I kind of for my transportation. There is a parking garage for students. Get a student ID. I'll show you mine actually. Get a student ID. It's only $20, or maybe I got the first one free. I think it was only $20. That gives you, first it gives you free parking in the parking garage, so you don't need to pay a cent for the parking here at Ensign. But also, if you don't want to drive, that is totally fine. If you don't know much about Salt Lake City, they have a lot of public transportation, and when you buy student ID, you get it for free. There is a front runner that goes all the way to, I don't know what part of northern Utah it goes to, but also it goes to southern, like all the way down to Provo, and it's free with your student ID. There is also a track system, and the tracks go all the way from Draper to the airport to University of Utah. They go all over the place. And there's also a bus system. I've never taken the bus before, and I don't really know how to explain the bus, but online you'll find like the transportation routes and everything you need to get to where you need to go. So there is tons of transportation around here, which is been a big blessing. I've only taken the tracks and the front runner, but that's been a lot of help, honestly. So now I'm going to talk about credits, because I transferred from BYU online to Ensign. There were some credits where they're like, that's good, it's perfect, you don't need to take that credit again, no problem. But there were some classes. For example, I took analytics for social media marketing with BYUI, and I got the certificate. Well, then they were looking at my credits, and they're like, oh, this analytics has a different number than our analytics class. So for that purpose, you need to retake it. So I had to retake analytics, and now I got an A with BYU Idaho, and I was not very happy about it, but I did it. That class is done. It's done. But otherwise, they're pretty good about transferring credits there, especially if you came from like BYUI or a church school. BYU pathway, they're really good about transferring credits. Something you need to know: if you are a brand new student with no credits whatsoever, it's pretty easy to transfer to Ensign or go to Ensign. But if you have taken college somewhere else, for example, like I did BYUI, you had to have at least 24 credits to transfer to Ensign. So that's something you need to know. Yeah, you need to know that, because they will not, if you have like 12 credits, for example, they will not take you until you have 24 credits. So make sure you have that done. Next is degrees. And something really, really cool is now fall. Soon will be in a few months. It'll be fall semester. And they are introducing 5 bachelor's degrees at Ensign College. They are communications, which that's what I'm going to actually. Digital marketing, cybersecurity, business administration. Oh, what is the 5th? And there's a 5th bachelor's degree. So I'm blanking on what it is. I will probably put it in the comments when I remember. Those are the 5 bachelor's degrees. And then they have tons of associates, and then they also have certificates. So what you do is you first go for the certificate, and once you get the certificate done, if you want to end there, you can. Or you can continue on and get your associates. Once you have your associates, you can move on and get your bachelor's. So it's a really cool system, and you get to take all these different classes for them. So then I will go for instructors. Actually, I will do another video. I've only taken a few classes from a few instructors, and I'll just do a video of who's good and who and whatever. I haven't really had a bad instructor, actually. I'll just say who I've had and why I liked them. So if you're taking those classes, go for it. And my boyfriend did the medical assisting program there, and I know students might have guest speakers talk about their program they did with Ensign because I've done the digital marketing program, and I'm about to do communications, and I'll go over that for those people. But instructors, be on your instructors' good side. Your instructors here, so these instructors have full-time jobs. Most of them have full-time jobs, and then they teach part-time at Ensign. But if you're applying for a job, they will be a resource to you. They will add you on LinkedIn. They will be a good job reference for you. So be on their good side. The other thing is, I did a pathway, and the instructors were like, turn in your assignment whenever, or they didn't really have they didn't really care about work. Ensign, they do. Make sure all your work is in on time. You should have a good impression on your instructors, because they can make a difference in your professional life. They can give you job references and everything. So I would recommend be on your instructor's good side. Next, internship services. This is something really cool that a lot of college students don't have. We have something called the Carriage House, which is a building just a walking distance from the school, but still in the campus area, where you can get a LinkedIn picture. They will help you with your resume. They will help you find an internship. They are fantastic. They even hire students to work there too for internships. So I would recommend using those resources because who else offers those? Not many people. Next, lastly, I'm going to do campus life, and I'll do more videos about everything about Ensign, but campus life. So now that COVID's basically kind of over, there's many clubs, and I'll do a video actually on the Ensign Business Club because I'm part of it and I love it. So there's the Ensign Business Club, and there's also lots of activities, and they let you know constantly about it. The ninth floor. They have ninth floor is where they have a kind of like an instructor or a person. They have someone who's over every degree, and they are there to help you plan your semesters out. They also have students that help you. Like I said, use these resources. Second floor, there's a library. There you can get books for free, but you need to have your student ID. Actually, I've never been in the library, but I know it's there. The first floor, there is a student store where they have lots of food, snacks, and treats. And there is also a food place where they have like chicken strips, fries, corn dogs, burgers. Heard they're bringing it back. Pizza Hut with COVID over. Anyways, those are kind of like the main things I wish I knew before going to Ensign. If you guys have any questions about it, like about Ensign, please put it in the comments. I can do another video going over everything I missed. Thank you for watching and have a good day.